Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GW Panther. It's a Tier 7 German SPG. It's located on the northeast corner of Westfield, and it's under the command of dawcez2001 of SVMH, and he's got the camo net and binos as his equipment. Probably not the best equipment to have for this Arty, but, well, if that's your fancy. I would also suggest maybe using some camo on the actual vehicle. It does cut down on your ability to be spotted. It looks like he's just got the plain skin there. Of course, the best equipment to actually fit on any Arty is either a rammer to reduce the reloading speed, or reloading time I should say, and a gun laying drive to actually speed up the aiming. The other thing, of course, that's very useful is a rotation device. I originally didn't think that was useful, but because of course it's mostly for tanks that actually have turrets. But when you're actually aiming, it does actually help reduce the amount of reticule bloom after you fire. Going for the KV2R. Oh my god, that was a fantastic shot. He not only hit the KV2R on the rear, but he also hit the IS splash as well at the same time, and he got stun assist. That's a 15cm howitzer. It's capable of doing 600 alpha, 39mm of pen. He's now aiming for the T150, but he's changed his mind, gone after the KV2R again. Direct hit again for 146 this time. Now you can see here with the stun, you can actually get between 7.2 meters on the blast radius, between 10 and 18 seconds of stun. And in fact, actually the KV2R just died. He didn't get any stun assist off it though, only the original shot. But he did land a shell near the T150 and stun that guy as well. Number of targets he can shoot at. The Tiger P is obviously a good one. But instead, he's decided to go for the IS this time. Almost loaded. Very fast reload this Arty. Rouse out. Just behind him, but it still stunned him. The standard reload is 25.89 seconds. In this game, we can see that dawcez has got 22.91. So he has lost 3 seconds of reload time, but he'd lose even more if he actually got the rammer. You line it up ahead of track. 47 of splash from that one. There are 3 tanks down on the enemy at the moment. And it seems to be their heavy tanks are having a hard time because, of course, they are getting whittled down one by one. But it certainly seems that dawcez is making a big impression on these guys. Going for the IS. He marks the target. That's good. Lovely. Good shot. 225. Actually, looks like it did land on the side of the vehicle. Now, we just had the siren go off, which means that somebody's close. In fact, the T-52 just spotted us. And we're not loaded yet. We just took a round from that guy. Here he comes. Well, he's gone, but we need to change position now because the enemy Arty will know where we are. And the enemy Arty in this game is an M12 and an M44, and they have got the entire range of the map. And so they will shoot in this direction if they think they know where he is. So dawcez should change position. He doesn't have to change it much. Yes, he just got hit by the enemy Arty. Now, why did I predict that would happen? He got spotted. The enemy Arty is going to remember it. They're going to shoot at him. So he could have avoided that hit if he changed position. You don't always have to relocate, but it's the safest option. And if you are spotted, you have to relocate. Because if you don't, you are asking for a shell to hit you. That one landed just behind the IS, but it's certainly, or the T150 rather, but it certainly splashed him for 98. I've noticed as well, he seems to be scrolling out after each shot. There is a way of actually getting around that. If you take your aim off the target, you don't have to scroll out. All you have to do, that's a direct hit. All you have to do is hold down the control key on the left side of the keyboard, and then up pops the cursor, and all you have to do is move the cursor over the minimap to the area you want to see and right click, and your view will go there straight away. So you don't have to keep scrolling out every time. It's a lot quicker. Okay, well, we're 2 tanks down on the enemy. We were 3 tanks down, 2 tanks down, but we've lost all our heavy tanks except for the VK3001P. Now, more than likely, the enemy are moving up towards our cap. They've got a Tiger P, a T150, a KB2, and they've also got a KB3 as well. I'd be surprised if they didn't try to make an attack, but they're going to get spotted probably by the T3485 or the VK3001P, except the VK has actually come down from the valley top and he's actually sitting towards the bottom. He should be looking for the enemy to try and get spotting. The rest of our guys, well, they're taking up a defensive position to avoid the enemy coming from either the south or from across the valley. No sign of the enemy. I'm certain they will come from that direction. There's no way that they will actually sit around up there. Let's hope they don't all decide to come at once, because if they do, it's very difficult to defeat an enemy tank attack that's coming in force, all tanks coming together. It's absolute pandemonium and usually results in a lot of your tanks dying very quickly. Oh, and this is not good because some of our tanks have actually pulled back from defending the south route. In fact, our T52, the light tank, is actually the one who's pulled back the most. It's come almost all the way back towards us. Now, ideally, he should go up right onto the lip of the valley to spot. In fact, all he's doing is sitting just a short distance away from us right now. It's not good use of his services. He is a light tank. He's got camo. He can see further than us. In fact, the T52 is a very nippy little tank. And their enemy tank, the T52, almost got us killed. He did get a hit on us. And because of him, the M12 got a hit on us as well. Now he's scrolling out again every time. Do use that trick. It's very, very quick to actually relocate your aim. Saves you having to scroll it out every time. Well, it looks like the enemy has almost given up, but that can't be true. I think they're just being cautious about being attacked by a tank destroyer. We do have a pair of them. In fact, now the enemy are starting to attack along the valley. We're aiming for the T25-2. It's got thin armor. Rounds out. That appeared to hit. I think it almost... Well, I'm not sure if it did or didn't, but there's the KB3. They are now all coming. In fact, there's 2 of them coming at once, the Tiger P and the KB3. Tiger P lagging behind because he's only got a few hit points. We can take him out of the game. There you go. Go back to the garage. But we did get spotted. We're too close. Yeah, I mean, the KB3 went down. Now we need to move away because we're too close to these bushes and the enemy Arty will try again. And here we go. I told you that would happen. If you hear that rumble in the distance, that's because the enemy Arty's fired. And they're still trying. In fact, now they've started attacking the other tanks in our team. Now, what's he doing here? He's not aiming. Oh, now he is. That's it. And again, he's scrolled out too far. So the enemy team wasted 2 of their tanks completely. In fact, you could say they lost 3 because they lost the T-52. Not T-52, sorry, the T-25-2. And that was a big waste. And the enemy Arty firing at us. And he misses us. He fired into the corner. If you hear that rumble, that's a sure sign that the enemy is fired close to you. You only get that rumble if they fire close to you. Now he's trying to guess where the enemy might be in terms of the enemy Arty. If they're doing counter battery, they're probably sitting either in the usual positions behind the trees. In fact, there's a tree knocked down there, so that's more than likely where one of them is. You see the tracer coming out from that direction. But we've got an enemy tank. Oh, and the T-3485 goes down to our Hummel. So good shot to him. Unfortunately, we lost our T-3485 to their T-150. So the T-150 must be sitting across the valley and we can't see him. And that's because our spotter, the T-52, isn't doing his job. In fact, he's wandering around at the red line at the back of the map, so to speak. He's not looking for the enemy tanks. I guess you could say he's now doing it, but a bit late. He's not looking where the enemy tank should be, though. He's decided to go right down to the south and go round the south route to get to the enemy Arty. We have to assume that that Dicamax is probably still in the same position or nearby. The enemy Arty is still firing in, trying to get the Hummel or us. Whilst the T-52 is making an end run around the edge of the map. He doesn't need to do that. He's a light tank. He's got light tank camo, which means that it's very unlikely he's going to get spotted unless he's in direct line of sight of the enemy tanks in the field, in the open. Oh, he's found the M44. We fire around in, and that is a kill. That's the second kill for dawcez. A really good shot, right on target. But there's the shot from the enemy Arty, and that means that their M12 must be across the valley. He's on the valley edge, on the north edge. They think he's up by E1. Okay, that sounds plausible. Okay, oh dear, this is not what we wanted to see. A KB2 coming up, and he's almost within range of us. So we're dialing in. Oh, shotgun. Very well done by dawcez, who knows how to do it. But we need to move because the M12 now knows where we are. And he did fire. And he's fired where we were, not where we are. So he did move this time. We've into the 2-minute mark. Now, as far as we know, the T-150 is the other side of the battlefield, and unfortunately, the Dicamax just took out our Hummel. So he moved too close, and the Dicamax saw him. The only tank we've got nearby us at the moment is the Giro. He's got 4 kills, and he spotted somebody. I think that's the M12's been spotted by him, or the T-150. T-52. In fact, the M12 is on the move, trying to get away. We can't see him now. Last minute. The enemy still has the Dicamax T-150 and the M12, but I think it's a fairly good chance we're going to spot that M12 very shortly. In fact, the Dicamax is only a short distance away. The Giro needs to protect us. The T-52 is looking for that M12. In fact, here he is. He's right close. Now, auto aim on. That's it. Auto aim. Well, he shotguns the guy, but it doesn't kill him. Now we need to move. Okay, kill him. Ram him. And he goes down to the Giro in the end. Would have been nice for ram kill. But that leaves the T150 with only 10 seconds left on the clock. We're going to run out of time. Only one enemy left. And that's it. We've run out of time. It's a draw. Well, that was an exciting defense towards the end because we've been down most of the game below the enemy with less skills than them. But towards the end, they made a big mistake. Instead of attacking all at once and wiping us out, they in fact came piecemeal. And that was the end of them. In fact, it was the third-class transfer for dawcez in 2001 of SVMH in the GW Panther. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7. He didn't get any other medals, but he did get 2 shotguns on the enemy. He might have been done better if he'd auto-aimed onto that M12 towards the end. His shot would have been right on target, and it probably would have wiped the guy out with that just like one hit, and he would have got another kill out of it as well. But sadly, it wasn't to be. But his teammate was on the ball and he took the M12 out before the ram went in. Would have been nice if he got the ram as well. That would have been fun. But anyway, yes, it was a draw. So let's have a look at the team score and let's have a look and see where he is. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. The Tiger P on the enemy team got 2,725 hit points. He got the highest damage, but he didn't get a high caliber because it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. When it came to the second highest, that turned out to be the Tiger 1 on Arty with 2,186. And the third highest damage, well, that turned out to be by just 3. No, actually, it's this guy, sorry. It's the Giro who got 2,064 hit points of damage. We can see that dawcez got 1,781. He was beaten by 2 members of the enemy team and 2 members of his own team, which put him in 5th place on damage. When it came to kills, the top scorer was the Giro. He got 6 kills in the game. 4 kills went to the Dickomax, 3 kills went to dawcez. And when it came to base XP, it was actually a draw because it's the Tiger P on the enemy team. He got 670, mostly from the amount of damage he did. Second highest is the M6 on the enemy team with 657. And third highest was the Giro with only 618. And we can see dawcez managed to get 544. And he was beaten by 3 members of the enemy team, 2 on his own, puts him in 6th place when it came to base XP. He fired 14 rounds in that game, got 7 direct hits on 1 penetrating shot, 14 splash, 1,781 hit points of damage, of which 1,347 were at more than 300 meters. Now, the penetrating shot, that was definitely the M44. That shell went in right from above, went straight through the M44, doesn't really have any armor, so of course it killed it. He also managed to get, I did say this, 1,781 hit points of damage, of which 1,347 were at more than 300 meters. So 400 hit points of damage was done at close range, shotgunning the enemy. He did receive 1 hit. It was a penetrating shot. He also received 2 hits by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty. Now, the penetrating shot was from their T-52 when he spotted where they were, but he had other things on his mind once he was being chased and then killed. And of course, dawcez should have avoided both of these shots because if he'd relocated after he was spotted, then the enemy Arty wouldn't have worked out where he was. And then, of course, he would have avoided those shots. He did avoid future shots whenever he relocated. So he needs to bear that in mind for future games. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and he got 92 hit points of damage assist, plus 443 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he made a profit of 41,797 credits for the game, even though he was on a draw. And he also got 544 base XP from that one as well. So not a bad overall, because he did come out of it with a profit, even though they only got a draw. Now, yes, I'm not sure they would have been able to get that T150. He was across the valley. They wouldn't have been, because he obviously saw the T-3485 and killed him. But even if they had spotted him, it would have needed both dawcez and the Hummel, I think, to damage him so that the Giro could take the kill. So it wasn't supposed to be on this game, but it was a good game nonetheless, especially the fact that they were so far behind most of the time that it didn't look as if they were going to win. But the enemy threw it away, as I said, because they didn't conduct an all-in attack all at once, all at the same time. If they'd said that to their team and said, no, everyone must go at the same time, then there's no way that his team, dawcez's team, would have survived that. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, and thank you for watching.